This one on pole position. It's been a superb weekend. Not a perfect weekend after, of course, the pre-final didn't fully go Harrison Mackey's way, but we'll check some results because it may have actually gone his way. We're not too sure. Junior X30 making its way out to the circuit. There you can see them all lined up. But with Mackey on pole position, Scott Lindblom is going to be his biggest threat going into this one because Lindblom has had some really, really good results. Lindblom doesn't sit anywhere within the top area of the championship standings, but certainly has put himself in a good position for this final. The championship, though, that's where it gets a little bit interesting, but we'll get onto that a little bit later. Junior X30 drivers aged 12 to 14 years of age, 51 entries going in to this weekend. They have given us some fantastic racing, but it's been whittled down now to just 36. The engines that they're using, 125cc, 21 brake horsepower, total weight, driver included, and the cart 145 kilograms. Like we always say, 1 gram underneath that, they get in a lot of trouble. So they need to make sure they are above that weight. Tyres, the MG SH2 will be used this weekend. These are the option tyres the drivers will be using. They do get the 2 sets over the course of the qualifying heats, but they get the brand new set for the final, meaning that basically everything that we just saw, everyone tyre consuming and everything over the qualifying heats and super heats, from Thailand for the BMR Restart team, Toby Gale, really impressed by Toby Gale, of course, P5 in his super heat earlier on in the day. His qualifying heats were good, constantly within the top 10, not dipping down below that, 16th in qualifying. And again, he's in position of this championship right now. He's in a good spot. He's dropped down a little bit, but he's there. P6, 19 points to his name. A win here would certainly bolster his championship position.
Overlooking the start of this race, formation lap underway here at Franciacorta. It is the X30 Junior Final.
Let's take you through the starting lineup then. We're looking forward to this one. It's been a busy old run up until this moment, but let's go through that full lineup. It's Harrison Mackey and Scott Lindblom on the front row of the grid. Mackey, who came second in his superheat. Lindblom, who won it. Was that a statement? We'll find out in this race. Tyke Butley and Zach Green, they start from row 2. Zach Green winning his heat, superheat earlier on as well. Riley Cranham and Toby Gale, they round out the top 6 on row 3 from Angelina Simmons and Dan Alleman on row 4. Jos Mulder and Quintin van Leeuwen on row 5, they round out the top 10. Faden Papaphilippou from Greece and Jorn Helder go from row 6 from Archie Owen and Kenzo Craigie. It's a Britain row 7 lockout. Aston Sharp and Thomas Pradea go from row 8 with Senna Meunier and Henry Carter going from row 9.
Alex Piniera and Connor Clancy complete the top 20 on row 10. Daniel Motor's done well to race through after a difficult weekend into this final. Starts in row 11 alongside Matteo Meis. Championship leader, winner last time out. It was such a close one for Benjamin Maniac, but he's got a lot of work to do. From 23rd on the grid, he's joined on row 12 by Chiara Batig in this one. Stigner Adamaker and Simeon Katola start on row 13. Max Murray and Arthur Didonka completing all row 14 for the United Arab Emirates. Nat Johnston and Jacob Backler are on an all-British row 15. Luigi Cocchianella and David Mintunas starts on row 16. Guido Bodoli and Didier Krief go from row 17. The 36 kart field is completed by Nilas Malik and Flavio Cara on row 18.
Reminder of the championships once again. Benjamin Maniac leads it, 30 points, but is joined by Ty Butley in second. Maniac starting 23rd, Butley starting 3rd. Pradea and Mackey, 3rd and 4th, joint on points, 26 apiece. Mackey starts on pole, Pradea starts 16th. Then it's Cranham, Gale, Green and Woolley, the rest of the top 8 in the championship standing, separated by a handful of points. I don't think this one's going to get going straight away. The back of the grid is not in formation and the front is coming around the final corner. Are we going around again? Yes, we are. So false start starting around. This will be good for all those drivers who have got a brand new set of tyres on board. Gives them an extra lap to scrub off that top layer on the tyre.
Yeah, gets the release agents fully off the MG rubber. And with those championship scores, I like it when it's nice and simple for a driver in this case. Harrison Mackey knows now, wins this race, he leaves Italy as the championship leader. Remember, it's 25 championship points, ladies and gentlemen, for a race win in a final. 20 points for second place, 16 for third, 13 for fourth, 11 for fifth, and then 1 point less for each position all the way down to the top. It's the top 15 who score points in these finals. But that is definitely another one of those things that's easier said than done. Harrison Mackie has had such great control of things this weekend, particularly around this portion of the circuit into the second hairpin, where he's come under attack so many times but hasn't cracked under the pressure. This has very much been a return to form for Harrison Mackie after a difficult time in Zwolle, where he still made the podium. Can he get his first finals victory of the season here in the IAME Euro Series? We're about to find out. 14 laps ahead of us here at Franciacorta. Into those lines, away we go. Good starts for Mackie and for Buckley straight into second place. Not a good start for those on the anti-pole side of the grid. Fighting through as well as Cranham into third. Down into turn 5 for the first time. It's Mackie leading, steps to the inside of the road. No opportunity for Buckley to get through there as they run into sector 2 for the first time. Kenzo Craig is fighting around the outside with one of the MBRs, but that is a spot-on start yet again, as we've seen through the qualifying heats, Anthony. For Harrison Mackie, he leads early stages.
He certainly does. It's a disaster for Thailand's Toby Gale, though his kart did not get going at the start of that race. He has tumbled down the order. He is still in this race, but he is not at the front. Lindblom around the outside of his teammate here. How on earth did he get that one to work? But he's up into P3. Scott Lindblom getting ahead of Riley Cranham, and now they're 4 a line astern going in towards turns 2 and 3. It is Mackie, Buckley, Lindblom, Cranham in this order. There as they go through, Mackie would lead, but only by 1 point ahead of Tyg Butley. But remember, believe there's a fastest lap point up for grabs here. Lindblom back down the inside. He is going wheel to wheel with Cranham. He has denied that chance to get up into P3 once again. Lindblom stays there in third place. This allows Angelina Simmons to close in. Green, Mulder, Yelder as well. Craigie closing in as well. The top 10 are very, very close out there. And it's been backed up by Dan Alleman. Defensive here is Tyg Butley, as he's unable to close in on Harrison Mackie ahead.
Yeah, that's an interesting move from Buckley to defend for that spot. I wonder if he's just a bit concerned at the moment of the proximity of the pack behind. Doesn't want to get too far behind. Here we go, down the inside for Lindblom to take second place. It's a Fusion 1-2 on the road now. Buckley fights back, holds on for third place ahead of Cranham. Green is in there as well. Down into turn 5 we go. This is great news for Harrison Mackie. He can get into that rhythm that we've seen throughout the weekend, leading these races, not needing to get offline, not needing to scrub his tyres too hard. He almost treats these as a bit of a time trial at times, does Harrison Mackie. He's not having to work as hard as everybody else behind. He's still in the lead of this race.
He certainly is, and he's opened up a little bit of a gap here. But Lindblom, now he's got the clean air, knows he's got the pace to match Mackie here. Here comes Zach Green down the inside. He's going to try and go for the move from Riley Cranham, and he's got it done through turn 14. He moves up into P4 now as he chases down the trio up ahead. This is not over for Tyg Butley yet, as Lindblom sends it down the inside. Butley tries to go through as well, but Mackie slams the door closed on the entry to turn number 3, and he has to try again. Lindblom goes defensive. Mackie gets forced to the outside. Keep an eye on the train behind as they go wheel to wheel once more. And again, can Mackie get his wheel alongside the two teammates? Bang wheels, but Mackie all the way around the outside of turn 7, 8, in towards 9 and 10, but he has to relinquish it, and he tumbles down to P4 now, and now it is Lindblom who leads the way ahead of Buckley. Green is there in third place. Mackie, Cranham, Helder, and Simmons-Torres.
That was absolutely nail-biting stuff there, and this is the problem for Harrison Mackie now. This is Franciacorta. What it does, you get offline, you lose one position, you lose stacks of them, you're not in the groove. Harrison Mackie's got to be patient now. He's got to know there's 10 more laps of this one to go. Meanwhile, at the front of the order, Scott Lindblom now leads this race. Tyg Buckley in second place is now going for the race lead. Buckley down the inside. Great move. Green's going to fight through as well. And for Fusion, it's all gone wrong now as Buckley hits the front and at the moment extends his championship lead.
Well, this is superb racing right now. Look at the train that is forming now behind Tyg Butley. Buckley, like you say, now leads the championship by some way, 50 points ahead of Mackie's 36. Mackie needs to claim these places back up. but he's there in P6. Lindblom back down the inside as the Fusion trains get restless now as the teammates throw mutiny in between the two of them, and through goes Helder on Cranham. Green there in third place is piling on the pressure to Lindblom. They both can't get past Buckley in towards turn 2. The race is still on here. Buckley defensive, keep an eye on Green. Can he get the switch back on both of them? The answer may be on one of them as he goes wheel to wheel with Lindblom now on the outside. He could be the recipient of what happened in their superheat earlier on between himself and Harrison Mackie, where Mackie bore the brunt of it. But this time around, the racing's nice and clean. Here we go. Here's a replay then of how that happened between Mackie and his fellow teammate Scott Lindblom right round the outside. That's a scary moment for the Fusion team.
Yeah, it is indeed, but they're both still in this race. Right, well, for Tyke Buckley, he spent the whole weekend as the hunter. Now he is the hunted. What has he got in terms of being able to hold on to this race lead? That's another lap ticked on by. 6 of them gone, 8 to go. There are your live championship points. It's a healthy lead now for Buckley ahead of the rest of them. How are our winners from last time out in Zwera doing? Well, at the moment, Maniac is not really featuring. He's up to 11th place. That's not bad for Maniac on a recovery drive. He's scoring points now. Where is Pradir? Pradir is in 8th place. I tell you what, Thomas Pradir is not out of this one. Has been searching for a race victory for so many weekends here in 2024. Could it be a one where he's coming from the back of the grid, where he finally breaks that duck? Here's down the inside of Green. This is the 25 of Jorn Helder. That's a nice move for third place, right up to the edge of the curb. These juniors are pushing the limits. A little gesture there from Buckley to Lindblom saying, come on, let's think about this. We've got a chance of a podium here. We've just got to play it sensibly into the second half of this race. We're on lap 8. Helder defends to the inside, stops Green making a move down the inside. Angela Simmons is fighting there with Riley Cranham. Harrison Mackie's down in 7th place at the moment. Anthony has got a lot of work to do if he's going to get that win.
Certainly is. We're only on lap 8 of 14 right now. There is still a way to go in this final. And Buckley, well, continues to fend off here, Scott Lindblom. But Lindblom, a check over the shoulder there just to see what's happening. Thought he was thinking about a move there. But again, Buckley's doing what Mackie did earlier on in the superheat. He's staying a little bit defensive here. He's just holding a little bit of a tighter line going into the corners. He's not going fully defensive, but you could see there he wasn't right on the outside. He was in the middle of the track. That's keeping everyone bunched up again. Is he trying to back everyone into each other? He's seen how much the Fusions have been going at each other in this one as Green gets the switch back, makes wheel-to-wheel contact with Jorn Helder. Helder drops back now, and Green gets up into third place. That is nicely controlled. Mackie now has closed in. You can see there that Pradir is closing in as well. Remember, Thomas Pradir, he's fighting with Mackie in the championship. There's 1 point separating them. If Pradir can get in front of Mackie, he will jump down even more positions in the championship fight. Buckley goes defensive into 14. Look at that. It's one big pack again for the race lead. Oh, it's only lap number 10 we're going on to now of 14. Who is going to take the win in this one?
I think the thing for Buckley right now, tactically, he's got to keep doing this. He's keeping them controlled. If he tries to race in a, shall we say, normal fashion, when he gets to turn 14, there will be a go from Lindblom. And then you risk falling behind all of these drivers as well as change to the front. Green's got to the front. How has Zach Green done that? He's gone from third to the lead in a matter of a couple of corners, and it's all changed now. Zach Green into sector number 2. Can he hold on to this one? Is there a response from Buckley? Not at the moment. Down towards the second hairpin we go then. This is the crucial one. If you Tyke Buckley, I think you've got to go for the move now. He's giving a little bit of a bump draft to Zach Green into the second hairpin. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here comes Pradir. Pradir's on the back of this train now as well. End of lap 10. Green confirmed as your new leader. Buckley still there as well. There's barely a piece of paper between the bumpers through turn 4. This is magnificent racing.
This is superb. Buckley again to the inside, but Green closes the door. There's a green flag in towards the start-finish line, which means I think there was a brief yellow in towards turn 15. Someone's tumbling down the order there.
Maniac.
Yeah, it is indeed. They're going to be out of this one. I was about to mention Maniac. He'd made up so many positions, and he was in a chance of really taking some good championship points here now, but Green goes back up into second in the standings now, just 10 points behind Buckley. If Buckley tumbles down here, Green could be a championship leader going into Wackersdorf. Down the inside in towards turn 14 again they go. There is a retirement. One of the George Gibbons, the STX branded, that's Nilis Malik, unfortunately, out of this race. The Dane not seeing the checkered flag. In towards turn 1 and 2 we go. Around the outside there, it's Harrison Mackie. Mackie round the outside of his teammate Lindblom, and he gets up into third place, and he says there to Lindblom, right, think, let's work together, but they concertina up. Oh, and Mackie nearly got pushed out off the track there. That releases Green and Buckley.
For the second time today, Harrison Mackie has had his big moments and managed to save it up, but that was a very big move from Mackie, a statement move to say, no, I've been the fastest in our team so far this weekend. I've got the best opportunity to win this race. We've just got to work together. But for the first time in this X30 Junior final, there's a bit of a gap at the front for the leader. His name is Zach Green, down the inside of Lindblom. That's Riley Cranham making a move for fourth place. 2 laps to go. Franch Quarter as out of the race is Toby Gale. Toby Gale retires with 2 laps remaining. What disappointment there for the BMR driver. Look at the regards. This is how we lost Pradeer. Maniac was just an innocent bystander in all of that. Pradeer had a problem through turn 1. Meanwhile, here comes Mackie. He's got Buckley. He's on the outside again. Buckley gets him back through turn number 8. Green holding on to the lead. Has he got enough to keep in front, though, for another lap and a half?
Well, let's find out. This is going to be a tough old race for all of these drivers. Green leads them then. Down in towards turn 14. He goes defensive again. Buckley's there. Keep an eye on Mackie. He took the optimal racing line. He's close back in. Cranham, Lindblom, Craigie, they're all there in the background, ready to pick up the pieces as we go on to the final lap here at Franciacorta. It is Junior X30. It is Zach Green, Tyke Buckley, Harrison Mackie, the top 3. It could all end in tears. It could all end in glory. Green goes defensive in towards turn 5. Mackie on the outside. He gets the switchback. Can he get 2 for 1? Can he get 2 for 1? The answer is no. He can. He can get it. Round the outside, Harrison Mackie for Fusion Motorsport leads the way in this final, on the final lap of the race. How on earth did he hold on to that one? Kenzo Craigie dives down the inside. He's getting bumbled down the order a little bit now. Mackie leads though, going into 14. Buckley, who's finished behind him all the way throughout this weekend, will refuse to do it again, I'm sure. And they exit out of turn 14. Mackie's got it covered. It's Harrison Mackie. He's back. He's back. It's Mackie on top as he takes the championship lead by 1 point.
I tell you what, we have seen some incredible overtakes so far in karting in 2024. Harrison Mackie, stick yourself into the best of the best. The bravest move you will see here this weekend, wrestling his way from 7th back into the lead. It was not an easy win, but it's the most important win that he's had here in Franciacorta. He takes the championship lead by 1 point, by 1 point ahead of Buckley. They've got to give it to all of them out there. They put on the best of shows here in Italy, and that's what it means for Harrison Mackie. It's never quite come together for him so far in 2024. He thought, well, he's in a brilliant position, won his 3 heats, was on pole position. He must have thought it had all gone wrong again, but he fights back. He takes the win. That is what championship contenders do.
That is absolute. That's what you need. That's what you need. I thought it was all over for him when he went down the field in that one as well. Well, there you have it. Provisionally, of course, that is your results popping up on your screen. Mackie takes it from Buckley, Cranham in 3rd place from Zach Green, Mulder from Pradeer, Lindblom Craigie, Maniac from Papaphilippou, Rademacher from the rest of the field as well. But certainly for the whole of them, Dan Alaman, brilliant race for him. I know he dropped down a few, but he does finish just outside the top 10 in P12. Angelina Simmons finishing in 13th place from Jorn Helder. Matteo Mellis finishing in the top 15, 7 positions gained. I've got to give it to Benjamin Magnac, got to give it to Stig de Rodemaker, 14 places gained in that race apiece. I thought Magnac could have potentially come away with the championship lead at the end of that.
He could have if there wasn't that unfortunate moment through turn 2 with Pradera